Hello everyone, this is Planckera, and welcome to my universe. I swear, the scuff just doesn't stop. Fortunately, I was able to fix it pretty quickly. I think I knew what was wrong. So, all is well. I am no longer dropping frames. So I can get right into art here. So, went ahead and did this upper part of her sleeve, or the top arm here. I did it all last time. I still think it looks pretty good. I think this hand still looks alright. So, today I want to get in and try to get this arm, and we'll see how much I can finish. Hello there, Levin. Welcome back. So we will see how much I can finish. Alright. How do I want to start this anyway? I think what I have for the sleeve here is okay. I don't like the black parts yet, but what I have for that is mostly okay, so I think I'm just gonna go in and make it look all nice and whatnot. I'm gonna have to care about this arm soon. I'll deal with it in a little bit. I think I can probably get most of it drawn just from drawing the sleeve on top of it, so that's convenient, you know? And at the very least, I don't have to worry about overlapping anything on the hand, because it is there on a different layer, being out of the way, and therefore very convenient. Okay, so much like the other sleeve, I did make the mistake of making it like this kind of poof, as opposed to the, you know, heavy pleated kind of poof that it actually is, like this. So it's actually doing something like that. If you go and look closely at the sleeves here. So I do have to fix that here, but you know what? That's okay. That's just fine. They're really big, right? They are, so I could theoretically make them about any size I want, but I made them about this size up here. I kind of want to keep it consistent. So I should probably reference what I did up here rather than this. So they should probably be a bit smaller than what I currently got, just for the sake of consistency. So there we go. I'll start kind of getting those pleats folded around and, you know, go from there. Let's see. So this part will be kind of shadowed. I'm just going to kind of sketch it out first so that this way my brain is not attempting to do like 5 different things at once and failing at all of them. Much easier to do one thing at a time. So I'll sketch it out, and you know, that'll probably go render something else for a little bit, just to make sure I like it. Traditional Planckera methods. Where I just always fear fully rendering something until I know that I actually like it. Because while it's sketchy like this, it's very easy to make changes. But once I start going through and rendering things, suddenly I become a little bit more hesitant. Alright, so I'm just gonna put in some black parts too, so this way I know which parts are on top and which parts are on bottom. Some of these black parts will probably turn red on the finished one, but it is not yet time. So they can just stay black for now, it's all good. I'm not overly concerned with the colors right now, mostly just the shape. Mostly just the shape. Oh, congrats. I was never really able to get into Bleach. I don't know what it was about it. As much as I do like most shonen slop, I was never quite able to get into it. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna keep going with the zigzaggy pattern. I do keep getting smaller and smaller, I see, so I should do something about that. Let's make some of these a little bit bigger. That's going to require some significant changes through here. This is exactly why I'm not spending too long on each pleat here, because I kind of get the feeling I'm going to be changing some of them as I keep going. So that's kind of the value of making things loose, because then you don't spend. No idea, don't care to find out. I am not going to tempt fate. I fear YouTube too much. They are too scary. Hello there, Blood Bullet. Welcome back. I see, okay. Sure, I'll take a look. Settings. I don't see, let's see, can I do it from here? Da 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 da. Who can comment? We're good. At the top of the live chat. Okay. I see. Ah, okay. You know, good to know. There you go. I have changed it. So you can try things now. It's okay. You know, someday I'll figure out all these things. It just, you know, no one ever explains it. The only people that talk about streaming are, like, people that tried to become streamers and failed. And, I get the feeling they perhaps do not give the best advice. They can give some on, like, super basic stuff, like, maybe a little bit on audio. I use their advice a little bit. But on a lot of specifics, ooh. Alrighty, let's see here. So yeah, I'm just gonna go around and do my big pleats. And, you know, go mess around somewhere else for a bit so I can not look at it for a while and make sure I still like it. As I tend to do. Unfortunately, you know, there's not very many things left here. So, we're getting there. Oh yeah. And... okay, no, turns out I had to change it in OBS too. I see your messages now. Congratulations. I don't know if other people will be, because it looks like it's on top chat by default. So, but there you go. I can see you. I'll try to remember to do that. I don't know if I can set it to this by default. I don't know how things work, but I will look into it. Because, man, if I have to change the thing every time I go live, I'm gonna be very annoyed at YouTube. It's like, come on, man, I didn't ask for help with moderation. I kind of want people... I kind of don't want people... I kind of don't want to filter links. I want people to be able to post links to their art and stuff, but I can't do that because it just moderates it, and it's terrible. And there's nothing I can do to change it, so... well, there you go. I get why they do it. It probably does save me from a lot of spam bots. But I don't need to be saved for myself. Sometimes I need to be allowed to make bad decisions. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go back and forth here. So there we go. I think I got these sized a little better. I don't mind if they're not all like the exact same size. That's totally fine. Just as long as they're similar enough. Do I like that? I don't know. It's weird. I kind of feel like I have allergies. So I'm wondering if I'm getting sick again. Okay. I don't know. Don't worry. I'm not gonna blame you for accidentally double posting. I don't really care. As long as you're not clearly spamming the chat, it's fine. Mistakes happen. It's all good. Okay, I think I want this one to be just a little bit longer here. So let's see. Let's see. Okay, so this one feels a little bit wide to me. Fortunately, this one doesn't feel wide enough, so I think I can just scooch this over and all will be well. Is all well? You know what? I think it is. So there we go. That's gonna be the basics of the sleeve there. So before I move on and start filling in other areas, I'm gonna go ahead and try to fill out where I want the red parts to be. So again, everything gonna be very, very rough for a while. So I kind of want some over here, and then I figured the center of the sleeve is kind of probably like right around here. Actually, strictly speaking, it's probably at the elbow, but I'm still gonna put it like right around here or something. So everything's gonna be kind of flowing that direction. So that's where I will be putting my various shadows and whatnot. Everything's gonna kind of flow this direction. And that might make some of my pleats a little bit awkward, but I'm pretty sure I can make it work. And it's okay to be a little bit messy about it right now. Right now, I'm just trying to get the general gist down. And then once that general gist is down, I can worry about getting the rest. And I think some of these areas where things don't quite match up, I'm going to be able to kind of cheat. My perspective is probably a little bit off here, but I think I can make it work without having to redo everything, so let's see. Let's see. You know, one of my next goals, you know, a lot of the time I say that I'm kind of cheating at certain things. I kind of want to get to the point where I don't have to cheat quite as much. Because I do think that will probably elevate what I can currently do. Like, I think what I do right now is pretty good. But if I understand things a little bit better and cheat a little bit less, I think it might be just a little bit better. And I kind of feel like that is what a lot of growth is, just finding something that works, and then not doing that anymore, but doing something a little bit better. So here we go. I kind of want to still point these pleats a little bit more toward the middle there. I don't mind leaving some kind of implied folds around here. It's all good. I do like the sleeve opening it up like this. It's not very realistic, but I think it's cool. It also looks kind of like a buzzsaw, and that's with the way I'm drawing the pleats. That's also pretty cool. So I'm gonna roll with it. Okay, so these red parts are gonna be the lightest parts, and that's gonna be the pleats that are kind of coming a little bit more towards us, and then these ones are kind of hidden behind. And I will put in some signs of, like, how to say it. I do want to make sure I understand how the pleats are folding a little bit. Like, you can see this one has the black line. I put it on a few of those, but not all of them, and I'd like to do it for all of them. Alright, and then the other half of this is that around where they start kind of collecting. That's going to be somewhere through here. I want the whole thing to be in shadow. Just where her arm is coming out. And then, of course, I need to erase where her arm actually is going to be. So that this way it shines through. I want it to be wide at the top, but narrow at the bottom, because that's what extreme perspective does. And I do like me some extreme perspective. I have plans to do some fisheye perspective in the next one, so we'll see how much I end up hating myself for that. But I feel like if you don't hate yourself a little bit when you're doing art, you're not trying hard enough. So I'm gonna keep doing that, and perspective is really, really cool. So I want to do it. Okay, here we go. Gotta try to get some folds in there. I think I want a little bit more shadow under the hand in a few places. There we go, and that should all be pretty good. I think the hand still stands out with this kind of pattern, and I still think the glove looks pretty good. I still think her hand looks pretty good. I'm not sure what this is, but I will fix that with the rest of the arm when the time comes. So for now, I want to make it clear how the pleats are pleating. So I do think it's funny that I think that actually is the technical term. Pleating. I do think that is actually correct. It sounds a bit funny, but this time I'm not actually trying to make up words. Okay. Here we go. So, yes, you, like, here. Kind of going all the way out to the corners. And I just want to have all of these little things in there before I go and look away for a little bit, just to make sure I still like it in 5 minutes. I always find that pretty useful to do. Okay, so how do you work? How are you pleating? So this kind of comes on top, this kind of goes underneath. So I think it's... Is it like this? Or is it actually like this? No, it's definitely like this. Okay. Good, that makes my life pretty easy. I don't have to think too hard. Just go from corner to corner and all will be well in theory. In theory. No, can't say that happens to me very often. Because I don't have time to be sleeping. So if I take a nap, I'm sleeping very deliberately. And typically I set an alarm, and then it's time to get up and go do things. And I'd probably have a heart attack if I actually slept through the night. So there you go. I have kids. I can't just sleep when I feel like it. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So, let's go ahead and do kind of her torso and skirt while I let that simmer. Actually, no, I'm gonna do a little bit more on the rest of her sleeve first. So, this part I'm not gonna render just yet, but I can kind of go work on this part. So let's see, how is all this connecting? I kind of like it, connecting to the edge of the pleats here. So I'll do kind of like this. I kind of dig that. And I will let you come out like all the way over here. Just really expand outward. I think that will look fantastic. And I'll just kind of start cleaning all this up a little bit. I think it mostly looks fine, though. Just needs some neatening, and her back hair is kind of in the way. Okay, so let's get this shaped nicely now. So the way I have this set up is that this is the part that's kind of supposed to be wrapping around her arm. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do the folds here. What do they look like again? Here are just kind of fluffy. So we have things coming out here, and then there's like some extra frills over on her arms there. So on this side, so when I was drawing it on this side, I thought that we saw like a little bit of the inside here, and I didn't really draw it because it all ended up being black. But on this side, I don't think we see any of the inside because it's going to be wrapping around her arm like that and not really hanging open. So I can just, you know, draw the frills coming out there. Not there. I have everything in the right place. But that is roughly what I'm thinking. I always like thinking about how clothes sit on the body and whatnot. I do think it helps make things a little bit better. I do think it helps. Okay. So let's see how... Yeah, it definitely goes this way. This is correct. I was thinking about how it sits on her arm. This is something that I always get backwards because dyslexia is terrible. But I always think of it like this. If I were to draw the arm in terms of like just basic cylinders, I don't normally draw arms like this. I don't see arms as cylindrical most of the time, but it works here. Which side do I see? So we have a cylinder, right? So I can either have the side that we see on this side, or I could have it on this side. And whichever side that I draw will change the direction that the cylinder looks like it's going. So this one looks like it's, you know, pointing up this way, whereas this one looks like it's pointing down this way. So you can kind of see it based on where you put the planes. And I just think about, okay, what direction makes sense with the arm that I drew here? And for this one, it's this. See, right? Because this is going this way. So we will see... It looks like this. It doesn't look like this. Because we kind of see the other plane down there. So I'll put that back, and then when I'm thinking about how clothes are wrapping around it, I think about, okay, if I were to subdivide this into sections, what direction does the line go? And it goes this way. If I tried to draw it the other way, it doesn't work. But if I had it going this way, then you can see that it would wrap around this way. And if I tried to do it the other way, it doesn't work. So that tends to be how I think about these things. It's one of those weird things, but basically, because I know that the side of the cylinder we see is, you know, this side and not this side, I know that anything I wrap around this arm should go this way. And thus, this sleeve that is wrapping around the arm, I make sure that anything goes this way. And then it'll sit on her arm properly, and I will not get confused. A little bit of a long-winded explanation, but it's how I think about things. I find it very useful to think about things in this way, and here I realized I kind of need to know what the arm is doing in order to make a tight sleeve. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. Arm doing something like this. I'm not gonna make it very accurate. This arm is like a super freaking long. It's fine, don't worry about it. It works, the elbow's actually like right there, not where I have it drawn, so it's okay, but mostly I just needed to know right here, and now I can kind of continue and I can wrap this part around, fix this part and the things that it's doing. I don't know quite how that's gonna work yet. I'm not gonna worry about it just yet. I want to get the nice little princess poof going. I do. Also, I swear, when I am mildly sleep deprived, I get like 10 times more rambly than usual. So, I hope that all made sense. But that's the goal here. I'm just trying to get the ship. The shape. Not the ship, the shape. There are no ships here. Just shapes. Feeling. And emotion. Basically, I think that the pictures that are going to be the most memorable are the ones where the artist successfully makes you feel the things that the artist wanted you to feel. Forget fundamentals, man. It's all about the conveyance and communication. It's all about the expression. That's what I think, at least. But I don't know. When I think about the art that has stuck with me for a long time, it's always the ones that have made me feel something. Whether that's, oh man, that girl's adorable and it looks like she's having a great time, or whether it's, deep and pretentious, it doesn't really matter. But convey what you want to convey. And I think that's true of every creative thing, really. Yeah, I can't really think of a single creative pursuit where that is not the case. Not off the top of my head, at least. But for me, it's all about the emotional expression and communicating with the viewer. And if I fail to do that, then I do not think the picture is very good. So, this one, I don't think it necessarily tells, like, a super deep story or anything. But I do think that I do find kind of, conveying the somewhat unhinged chuny girl. And I am totally satisfied with that. She looks like she's having a great time. So, I'm pretty happy with it. And you know what? I think that's fine. Whereas, the Pippa drawing that I work on 3 days a week, that one's got something a little softer, gentler, of, a girl playing out in the snow with her animal friends and having a great time. That one's got a little bit more of a story to it, and I like that too. Oh, she is constantly in battle. She must protect everyone from the shadows. The Order of the... It's only a matter of time before the Order of the Silver Cross... It keeps trying to do terrible things to... I don't know, her, probably. They do sometimes. I mean, have you seen the Scuff in her stream occasionally? It's all their fault. So, of course, She needs our energy in order to go fight them. Let's see, I think that the Princess Poof here will actually be going underneath here a little bit. So I'm gonna draw it like that. Okay, and that should make this look a little bit longer than it did before. Is it wide enough? I think it might... No, it's good. It's good. Let me take a look over here. Yeah, it's good. Okay, we're good. Okay. So now let's make it poof. This will be like in the middle. Out to the side here. Arms going this way a little, so these will be closer to the side, and they all kind of start meeting down here, but behind her arm. Oh, it's true. VTubers are still very much a niche thing, and that's fine. I don't really care. And frankly, I don't blame people for thinking that they're a little cringe. And if it was up to me, they'd be even more cringe. It sounds funny, given what I do, but I miss the more extreme kayfabe. And I miss it quite a lot. And one of my regrets is that I didn't do more kayfabe for myself. If anything gets me to rebrand, it's gonna be that. Am I happy with this, though? You know what? I'm actually not. So I think I'm gonna lift this up a little bit. So send it about there. And then let this continue upward just a little bit more here. Yes. Okay. And then I have to kind of connect things here. But yeah, you know what? This is why I've started really liking Variant's project. They seem pretty cool. It's super cringe, and I love it. And it's also kind of why I like Malice. She is... Malice and Wilhelmina of FaZe both are sticking to their kayfades pretty heavily, and I love it. It is so cringe, and it is beautiful. I'm sure someday I will be able to embrace my inner cringe a little bit more. I'm working on it. Well, yes, it's why I like them. It's something special. You're probably going to see a lot more Variants art in the coming weeks because I have been watching basically nothing but them for like a week. When I get my like 20 or 30 minutes to watch VTubers every day, it's been them. I love what they're doing, and I hope that all the talents go even harder than they currently are. I want to watch more Katya, because she seems to be the one going the hardest. And it's beautiful, and I love it. Something special, man. I don't like this one. I'm gonna move it. I mean, let people hate on it. It doesn't matter. Like, look, man, people are gonna think weird things are weird. Like, go figure. I don't really think it's a problem. It's not really gonna affect what I do. Like, I'm sure that there's a subset of people out here that look at this pose and are just like, man, what the heck are you drawing? But it's like, you know, I'm just drawing an anime girl. It's fantastic. Anyway, let's go back to getting these pleats. Let's see, how is this gonna work anyway? How the heck do these work? I am indifferent to sizes of communities. I can see the appeal, though. You'll find I am indifferent about a lot of things. The way I tend to work is I either care at like 100% or care at 0%. I basically do nothing in the middle. It can actually be a problem sometimes. But, yeah, for me, it doesn't really matter that much, just because, like, I'm only going to interact with the parts of the community that I like. Whether they're big or small. There are a lot of VTubing things that I really don't like. But, there are a lot that I really do like, so, you know, it works out. Okay, and the backside's gonna go kind of like this. Gotta wrap around her arm like that. I think I have the shape roughly correct, but you know what? I think I actually wanted to poof down this way just a little bit more, and this part to come up a little bit higher. I guess the main reason that I don't tend to care about the size of communities is because I am like an eternal lurker. So, a lot of the time, I don't actually do much talking. I just lurk. So it doesn't really matter. As long as I'm having a nice time with my lurk. Alright, and then actually, you know what, that part going back there is just going to be black, since there's going to be some more frills coming out over here. So that actually makes way more sense. So we'll let the frills kind of come out like this. They're like... These are like tighter frills, so they're going to do something a little bit more like that. Let's see, I think I don't have them the right shape. I'm going to erase the top. I want it to go kind of like this. This way it wraps around her arm properly. And then I can get the pleat shapes. There we go. That should be fine. And then with those pleat shapes, I'll go ahead and lock the layer for a moment, and I'll start blocking in the areas that are going to be in shadow. They're going to go like this. Yeah, like that. I'm going to make this pleat a little bit bigger. There we go. And all that will be in shadow, and a lot of you will be in shadow. There we go. Okay, so I think it'll look like something like that. Once again, I'm going to go look away from it for a while, and I'm gonna come back to it, and you know what? I think I want some more shadows around this arm. I think I even want some more shadows underneath the hair. I got rid of them last time, but I think I changed my mind. You know what? I shouldn't do that on this layer. I should do it on the layer I have set aside for shadows like this. There we go. Alright, and let's see. These parts need a few shadows too. Okay, so something like that. Yeah, that looks pretty good, I think. So if I still like that, after I start working on the skirt for a little bit, I will go back and clean all that up. But I do think that... I'm staring at the skirt here, and I'm just like, is there anything that I really need to change? I mean, besides everything being messy, of course. But structurally, I think everything is pretty sound. I'm going to take off the trim for just a second here. God, her dress is such nonsense. It is such nonsense, man. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that should be fine. I don't think I want to change it too much. I will clean up the trim a little bit, though, because it clearly got bounced around a bit. But some of this trim is based on a bunch of weird straps and stuff. I think all of this is fine, because I'm trying to get, like, these things, and then I'll get the seams kind of at the bottom here a little bit later, I think. I don't know, do they belong there? Is that too short? How far away is that? Okay, I think I'm gonna try to make the little diamond thing here a little bit more perspective-y. Let's go hard. Perspective is cool. I love perspective. Okay, come back up, please. God, this shape is so drunk. Okay, yeah, I have to do a lot of fixing, but that's cool. And I like it a lot. So... yeah, I think that's about right, and this red part is, like, right below this. It's pointing at it like an arrow. So I do think that this is about right. Now I just gotta, I don't know, connect things properly. I'm just gonna erase all the stuff up here for now. I'll put it back. I want to get this triangle right. Well, not triangle, diamond. It's a little bit of both. It's like a diamond with its head cut off. Okay. So I'm just kind of looking back and forth at things here. So I have a very strong shape going up there. Right now I'm kind of looking at these things. Because it is time to actually get all these things doing what they gotta do. And I kind of like the way her body's twisting like this, so I think that's pretty good. I like it a lot. Ah. Okay, and then from here... what am I doing? That's a good question. What are any of us doing? Okay. Here, and... I want this line to be a little bit thicker. There's a twist in her hips here, so this is not gonna, like, line up perfectly. And I also don't mind if I'm using curves for the time being. I will make everything straight later. I need to understand what I'm doing first. Otherwise, I will go insane. And it'll be way too hard for my little brain to understand. It's true. That's not even me calling myself stupid. It's just art is hard, and you gotta make things simple. And if you try to draw everything all at once, you're gonna have a very bad time. It's just how it is. Alright, let's see here. Let's see here. So there, and... gotta go around the little wing things. And that's good. I think the little weird little wing things are in an okay spot. I'm not really gonna worry about it. I think they're fine. Okay. I cannot tell what color theirs is supposed to be. Can I find a higher quality reference here? Unfortunately, a lot of the high quality ones I got cover up her stomach a little bit. Oh ho. I see. Yeah, they cover up her stomach a little bit, so it's a little bit hard to see. So I'll see if I can find one. Okay, do you have a nice high quality image for me to steal? No. Man, even the official merch shop doesn't have a image high enough quality of her standee for me to for me to use. I'm so sad. Okay. What about here? Are you good? Let's see, where's... Okay, yeah, this one's good. Perfect. This is exactly what I needed. Oh, and it doesn't go all the way under the wing things. Okay. See, this is why I wanted a better image. It only goes to, like, right there. And... I'm not sure what it's supposed to be, but this is what it's doing. It's, like, going... like this, and then we get a little bit through there, and I think on this side it might not show, actually. Okay. And then on either side of this, there's gonna be like a diamond. And it kind of goes out like that, then this kind of goes all the way to the bottom. Alright. Thanks for stopping by, Levin. Have a nice day. And it'll go down like that, and then there's gonna be like a gold spot in there, so I'll plop that in. Where is it exactly? Okay, so no, this isn't... This goes all the way up, I think. I'll get the gold spot in a sec. Then there's like little wings going out either way here. This side's going to be a little bit higher up just due to the angle of the body. And from the little wing things, it kind of comes up here. Okay, and then from here, I gotta make sure that the tummy window is all doing the right thing. So I'm actually gonna straighten this out a little bit. I actually do think it's looking pretty good right now. So there's quite a bit of space between her chest and the tummy window, but I kind of want to look like her body is like firmly below her. So, you know, we're seeing her from above. She's arching her back pretty extremely. So I do think that having the tummy window appear to be like right below her chest here is correct. I do think that that is correct. So now I'll just kind of clean up some of these shapes a bit. They're a little messy. Oh man, it's so nice to have a good image I can actually use. Ah, man, my nose. Having trouble. I mean, my nose often gets pretty itchy when I'm on stream for some reason, but, like I was saying, I can't tell if I'm getting sick or if there's just, you know, a rogue plant or something in the backyard giving me allergies. But man, I am so sniffly today. Okay, so let's see. From the tummy window, there's like a little spine coming out right there. It's probably on the other side too. I'm gonna clear some of the straps for a little bit just so I can kind of get those shapes in there. Hello there, Kuhaku. Welcome back. Okay. No, I'm gonna put the spines in later. I gotta get this shape right, because right now it's not quite right. So it kind of goes up there, down like this. This entire outfit is just nonsense, man. It's okay, I'll make it work. Always do. Anyway, I see I missed a spot when I was making just everything black around her stomach, so I'll go ahead and do that. Just gonna do all that just so I can clearly see what I'm doing. And then I can kind of go back in and make everything the right color. But you know, it's like I always say, one thing at a time. Otherwise everything's gonna go horribly, I tell ya. Let's see. Okay, and it flows into the skirt. I think I have the skirt a little bit low. So it just kind of does something like this, I guess. Kind of starts coming up again over here, I want to say. So we'll wrap this around her, which means I might need to change the shape of the wing things just a little bit. Then on this side, it kind of comes through here, and I don't think we actually see where it comes up on this side. Maybe a little. Maybe just a little. Yes. Today is Malice Day. But yeah, in general, I work on two. I work on one 3 days a week and the other 2. So I always post a schedule out on the posts tab or the community tab or whatever the heck it's called now. So you could use that to see which day I'm doing which thing. I try to make a point of putting it up every Sunday. Sometimes I forget, but I try not to. Okay. Just clear some of this here. But yeah, I think that's looking a lot better now. I'm gonna do the straps later because, my god, they are nonsense. Okay. So I think I can get the spiny things now. No, I kind of have to do the straps now, don't I? Okay. Well, it's true, they are nonsense. So I do think I have the one on this part correct. I just kind of want to make sure it kind of sticks off her body a little bit. So that this way it doesn't look like it has no thickness. Doesn't look just paper thin and therefore kind of ugly. And I want to leave a little bit of extra space for the black line. So you know what? I should just put that in now. So that this way I know exactly how much space I want. Oh wait, I need to remind myself, no curves allowed here. I am curving things again. I gotta stop that. No, the angle of this has to be this way. It has to follow the curvature of her body. There we go. That's better. I don't want it to be quite like that, so, you know, rather than erasing, I should just go push it in a little. And rotate it just a little, too. Because I need it to follow the curvature of her body, and I was a little bit off there. It's all good, easy to fix. Okay, that should be good. But you know what? This part's easy enough, I'm just gonna go ahead and, I'm just gonna go ahead and smooth this out now. I trust what I drew here. I think it looks fine. It is just a tiny little strap thing, and this will help me get the perspective on everything else just right. Okay. So let's just get that perfectly smooth, perfectly straight. Should look a little bit unnatural because that's what I'm going for this one. Everything about this must be pointy. Thus declares me. I gotta be careful though, because I think certain parts of this are gonna come back into the light, so I don't want to color outside of things too much. I want to leave room for me to put skin tone back into this. Right now everything's black just so I can see what I'm doing. Being able to see what you're doing is important when you're drawing stuff, so I do what I must in order to be able to do that. Man, the line does not want to smooth, though. Come on, buddy, you can do it. I believe in you. There we go. That's better. Okay. So, yeah. There we go. I guess I gotta get the rest of the straps on her hips there. Nonsense, I tell you. Nonsense. Alright, let's go get him. Let's go get him. Okay. So I'll fill in some of these spots that didn't get hit. I do think I have everything wrapping around her very nicely right around here now. I think it's all looking much better. I will get all the bumps and stuff later. It doesn't really matter at this stage. Let's see. How do I feel about this? Yeah, no, this part actually has to come below the diamond. And I don't think we really see where it goes back up. I'll fix the body kind of being weird through there in just a second. I kind of want to finish smoothing this out here. I'm not going to get things smooth yet. This is going to be another case where I work on this part for a bit. I make sure that everything is to my liking. And then from there, I just go ahead and look away from it for just a little bit. Just so I can make sure that I like what I drew. You know, it's all very important. And then once I know that I like what I drew, I can go ahead and make it smooth. But I don't want to spend too much time smoothing things right now. It is not yet time. It will be soon, but not yet. Okay. So I'll go ahead and get the little spiny thing. Where's that gonna go anyway? Kind of like right here on the diamond. And then the other spiny thing will be kind of on this side. It won't go out quite as far due to the angle. There we go. I think that looks like it's sitting on her reasonably. I do think that the angle of the edge of the diamond should be slightly higher, so I'm going to move it just a little. Easy to do. Just a little bit higher. I really want to get that twist in her hips in there. I think it'll look nice once I get it right. And I do think that the belly window should be a little bit longer. Just due to perspective shenanigans. I actually think this one might be a little bit too low. Let's lift it up just a little. Yep, it is! I told you, man! You can have as many art styles as you want. For me, it just kind of depends on what I want to convey, and this one is all about the drama and edginess, so something soft and cute wouldn't work for it. Therefore, straight edges, sharp shadows, and enough edge that it could stab you. It's beautiful, I tell you. I like it a lot. It makes me very happy. Alright. So now I gotta get these weird strappy things back on here. So, I'm gonna let them be curved still. I will eliminate all curves later. Don't worry, the curves will die. Okay. So I already know that the first strap kind of comes like this. That's exactly why I wanted to make sure the belly window was doing what it needed to do. Okay, and then from there... Oh god. Let me see, I had a picture of what her side looked like at one point. Actually, you don't know, I can just use the reference sheet I have. Where do they go? It connects all the way like in the back. Okay. So, on here... We don't quite see her full side, we just see part of it, so I think it probably goes to right about there. So let's just get it going. I'm gonna try to keep this a little bit straight. Okay, so something like that it'll do, and then you... Yeah, I think I can just let you kind of go out like this. That's fine. And... No, is it fine, though? Might not be. I think I might actually want you to kind of turn that way. Okay, that works for me. Alrighty, and then the other one... kind of connects at the base of her chest down to the side of her back. Okay, so base of the chest is going to be like under here somewhere. And from there, where do you gotta go? Yeah, just down the back. It doesn't look like you actually overlap with the red parts. Is that correct? Yeah, no overlapping with the red parts. So I'm gonna go draw those red parts first. So there's like a thing that... No, it doesn't come out from there. Okay, I was gonna say, I thought it came out from, like, right here and went around her hip, but no, the angle of that is not quite right. It connects from a little bit lower, from, like, right below this, actually, so I have some of this in the wrong spot. I do. Oh, no. This is not correct. Okay, I need to think about it for a second, then. Art is hard. Okay. Art, hard. Still hard. So basically what I was seeing, it's a little hard to explain because unfortunately my reference images on stream are a little bit too low quality for me to really be able to show what I was talking about. But I have something in here in the wrong place, so I'm gonna redraw it. I'm gonna do the straps first this time. Okay. So, we have a tummy window here. That's what this guy is. And then inside there are these little tiny straps that kind of come out. And I think I can let them be super thin here. Do they cross each other? They do, actually. Okay. So I should draw them a little differently. Kind of like this. And then the other one will come out kind of like this. Okay. And then it'll come out. It goes... Yeah, above the corner. Out here. And we'll start wrapping around. I know there's like... I have all this in black, but I know roughly where the plane change is. It's right around here. So this is where her side is. And then I can kind of let it go back around like that. this one is gonna wrap around like this, just due to how the body is twisting, and I will straighten them out later. It's fine for now. I'm not allowing curved lines here except for her eyes and her chest. Those are the only places that are going to be curved. Everything else must use straight lines. It's the rules. So, but as long as it's curved on her design, I don't mind sketching it out to be a little bit more curved, because otherwise I'd probably drive myself insane, and that would make my life hard. Okay, so I'm actually going to let you come out just a little bit more here. I'll fix that strap in a sec there. Okay. And this tells me that the spiny part, probably like right about here. God, this dress is just pure nonsense. But it's okay. I think I'm figuring out how to put it together. But oh man, is it just nonsense. Okay, let's put this into a slightly better perspective here. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, and now I can get the straps that are going to be red, so that they don't actually come out at the base of the tummy window like I thought they did. They come out a little bit more sharply. So it's actually going to be shaped a little bit more like this. And then it'll wrap around her hip like that. I don't know where the other side of her hip is here. This should be close enough, I think. Okay, and then there's one more strap. It wraps around but never actually collides with that. So it'll come out of probably somewhere over here. It's gonna be underneath her chest. And with the angle I've got, it's very extreme. So I think it's actually going to be doing something like this. And then the one on this side. Like cross at the side, so I don't think we see the one on this side. Yeah, I don't think we see the one on this side at all. So that should all be correct now. I think. Alright. Let's fix these red parts now. So this part is red. And this part is red. And these are white. And then we have a little bit of the triangle dipping in here. Okay, I see. That's just a part of the body. I didn't color black for the sake of my eyesight. There we go. Now I can see more clearly. Okay, and you need to be lower. So all of this lower. You know what? Checks out, actually. Okay. And then there's some red spots around the tummy window. Wraps around the lower part of the tummy window. Does it go out to the spiny thing? No, it does not. Okay, and now there's gold parts on top of the tummy window. And also around the red parts. Goes like this. It's probably going to take me a second to put all this together because, man, is it complicated. Alright, and then there's a white flower here, but I'm going to draw that later. Okay. And then we have the red part. Comes out like this and into the wings, as I call them. Because I don't know, that part of the skirt right here, they just look like little feathers. I think they look like little feathers. I think they're very cute. And they come out into that. So over here, I think it's going to be kind of like this. Like that. And I'll fix it up in a little bit. And they curve this way. Okay. I don't like where these wings are at all, so I'm going to redraw them. But first, I kind of want to get the diamond shape back in. It's going to be really long compared to how it actually is on her design, because I want her hips to be, like, very strong in terms of perspective. I really want her hips to be underneath her and, like, going way down. You don't see it very much because, like, I cut off her feet. But if I were to draw her feet, it would be something like... basically like this. And, you know, they'd be coming down sharply and you'd probably just see tiny little feet kind of coming out like that. It looks absurd right now because I'm not finishing it. But literally, I'd probably just, you know, draw the legs out like that. And they'd just be, like, right underneath her. In fact, I may not even draw legs. I literally might even just draw the feet, because they'd be so small with how extreme this perspective is. I don't want to think about it, so I'm not going to do it in detail. It'd probably take me a while to wrangle, and while it would be a fascinating exercise, it's not going to be in the finished picture, and I don't feel like going super hard on that right now. Okay. So they don't quite connect there. And then there's a diamond that comes down and goes into these. Kind of comes all the way down. Once again, the diamond is quite long because of perspective. Perspective does funny things to things. It makes things look very funny. Okay. And actually the whole thing is gold. There's no red interior. There is a line in there. So I'll plop in that line later once it's time to really finalize everything. But for this, there we go. There we go. Now then. A little bit, yeah. The harder part is the weird fisheye perspective, but the twist definitely makes it worse. I insisted on putting it in there because it's what I do. I do think it looks pretty cool, though. So I'm happy with the choice. Oh, no, it's, the diamond is thinner. Well, it's okay, you know, do weird things with the body. It'll make the pose cool. And I think it's important for everything to be super cool when you're drawing anime. Anime lives on cool. So be as cool as possible, always. Okay, so yeah, the inner diamond is a bit more like... Okay. And it doesn't quite overlap with this like I initially thought it did. So I will adjust this accordingly, and there's this shape. Okay. I'm gonna erase all this, actually. It's okay. I'm gonna get the shapes. Well, thank you very much. I've been working hard on it. I have been wanting to kind of do weird things with this one particular style that I have, and I think that this is working quite well. So you can bet that I'm going to do it again. I actually plan on drawing all 5 of Phase's new debutees here. I'm late because I'm slow, but because I've been working on this for a long time. But you know what, it's fine. I do plan to get all 5 eventually. And I plan to do them all kind of like this. So I think it's really cool. I like it a lot. I'll draw over the black for now, but that will be fixed at some point. No, that's way too close, isn't it? Yeah, that's way too close to the wings. Are the wings too long? A little bit. Okay. I will adjust them then. Okay. So they're going out a little bit more like this, I think. And then kind of come up like that. And I think that should work. I'll go ahead and draw the last little piece here. I'll just keep it simple. It's all good. It's a small detail, and I think that they're closer to frills now that I look at a higher quality image. So I should probably draw them like that instead of like the little fluffy wings that I initially saw them as. Let's see. So probably more like that. With another little pleat coming up here like this. And I'll just keep poking at it until I'm happy. As always, you know, that's kind of what's important. That whatever I draw, I just end up happy with it. Sometimes it takes a while before I'm happy with it, but you know what? It's fine. Okay, and I'll do the same to this side. How would I describe how I feel about VTubers? I like the concept. I don't think a lot of people do it very well execution-wise. Even on the, like, high end of, corpo thing. Some of the... Yeah, even on the more popular corporate ones, I don't think a lot of people execute it very well, but I do love the concept. And I also really like their character designs. They're really fun to draw, so regardless of how I feel about them, a lot of the time I'll still draw them. In the case of Malice, the one I'm drawing today, I actually do like her, so... I do like Pippa as well. And you'll probably start getting a lot of drawings from this one group called Variance Project soon, because, oh man, they seem to be doing a lot of things that I think are interesting, at least a couple of them, and I really hope they succeed. My big problem with a lot of current VTuber culture is just that it's very focused on girls playing video games. Which, you know, sounds great and all, but I don't think a lot of these girls really care about video games. And they don't really... Like, at best, it's like a kind of funny hobby. And... I don't know, their heart just doesn't seem into it. Like, if we go with, like, the biggest one, like HoloLive. I find that, I don't think most of them really care about video games. They just do it because it's expected and fairly easy to do. And I think that's a little bit sad because, yeah, I went to school for game design. I like games. I am not always very good at them, but they do mean quite a lot to me. It's been a big part of my hobby space for a long time. Yes, the character designs are fantastic, pretty much universally. And so I find it a little bit sad, but you know, once they actually get into doing stuff that they like, so for HoloLive, that'd probably be more of their live singing performances and stuff, then that's kind of when things start getting good. But I just feel like a lot of people pick video games because I don't think that they really care about the video game content, and yet for most of them, it is most of what they do, and that's just kind of unfortunate. I wish they'd spend more time doing things that, you know, that they actually felt something for. Like, if, you know, for example, spent more time drawing, or, you know, stuff like that. I think that's why I kind of bounced on them for a while until I found Phase Connect, because I do think that a lot of the talents there, while there's still a lot that do a lot of video game stuff, they were kind of willing to try other things too, and I think that they kind of end up going into more territory of, yes, I can tell that they actually like what they're doing here, and I like that a lot. So that's kind of why and then the other thing is I'm also realizing that the loss of kayfabe, you know, the VTubers doing cringe roleplay, has, I think, very negatively impacted the space as a whole. You know, and kind of funny from someone that doesn't really do kayfabe. I think it's unfortunate. If anything gets me to rebrand, it's going to be that. But I do think it has been kind of an unfortunate loss, which is why I've been kind of enjoying variants to an extent, because they go real hard on it, and I think it is fantastic. So I'm kind of hoping that they do well, and we start getting more of that back into the space. Okay, so I think that's all correct now. I think this is pointing the right way. So that's been the big thing. It's I wish that they did more things that are interesting and less things that are easy that they don't care about. So this is why, for me, you'll find me coming out and mostly making things. It'll probably be a lot of different things. Right now, it's been drawing. But, you know, there will probably come a time when I want to do some other things too. But I do intend for that to be the core of what I do here. And a lot of the games I play are kind of relevant to things I want to make, since I actually am interested in game development and design and stuff, and I really like talking about the design of games. I think it's underappreciated. Just the amount of work that goes into it. And how many big companies ignore it now. How the heck does this work? Okay, so the point is going to be kind of like right there, and I think it's shaped kind of like this. I'll straighten all that out later. And the point is going to be... I do not have this going out far enough, because I need this to come out further here. You are too high. Art is hard. Okay, I'll figure it out. That's okay, that's why I'm taking the time to really figure out how this is actually sitting on her and whatnot. Just so this way I can actually draw these things. But yes, I do hope that have I been able to contribute? Well, no. Short answer. I did make some stuff on my own. Unfortunately, a lot of my old stuff has been lost to the void, so I can't really show it off, but it's okay. There's going to be some new stuff coming soon. I'm kind of refreshing myself on how Godot works, So this way I can actually stream it. It'll be great when the time comes. I'm hoping that'll be early next year that I start doing that kind of thing, but I kind of want to get my engine knowledge sufficient enough that I'm not going to just be flailing and looking up tutorials every 3 seconds. So, that might take a little bit of time. But I will do my best. No, I'm a programmer, man. Programming is what I do by trade. Art has been more relatively recent. So no, when I talk about making games, I'm talking about making games. But that said, I'd be happy to contribute to art too. So yeah, who knows? Maybe there will be some things, and you know, maybe some of the art that I draw of VTubers that will get picked up. That'd be pretty cool too. Yeah, that's. I mean, when I said I was planning on doing Godot stuff on stream, I'm talking very literally. I figured that's what you meant. No worries, man. But yeah, it's I have plans. You see what I'm talking about bolstering my Godot knowledge. I mean specifically of Godot engine, not of coding. My coding's fine. But I just need to know its quirks. So that this way I'm not just beating my head against the wall and having a terrible time. And looking up tutorials every 3 seconds. That's all there. I do want to make sure that I can put on a decent show, of course. Because that's important to me. I want to make sure that everyone that comes by has a good time. And isn't just watching me scream at clouds. Or, you know, code. Maybe a little bit of screaming at code is okay, though. Okay, so I think I have that shape decent now. And then there's like these little diamonds coming out here. Put those in. I don't think I have enough space. I need to make that bigger. It kind of starts rolling down her hips here, actually. So no, I think I'm good, actually. Kind of like this. The angle is just going to be real sharp because of twisting and perspective shenanigans. Yeah, that seems correct. Then there's one on this side, and is that even gonna fit? I mean, I do think it'll be small, but I don't have this drawn correctly yet. Gotta fix that. Right now, the two ideas in my head that I do plan on working on is my husband and I are making a game, or we want to, rather, that can kind of combines factory building with Metroidvania stuff. Part of the reason I'm playing so many Metroidvanias right now, off-stream, I'm playing a lot of factory games with him. So, that's why I say the games I play are directly relevant to what I want to do, because I pretty much just pick what I want to play based on, okay, we have some ideas for mechanics like this, what are other people doing? And then I steal their ideas. It's fantastic. But yeah, we want to combine a factory building game with a Metroidvania where a lot of your movement and power is based on how efficient your factory is. So that's the first one, and then the second one is a VTuber fan game. I want to make a tower defense game involving all of the talents of Face Connect, all 36 of them. It is. Quite literally. That's why I say it with no shame. I think good art in general is based off of stealing ideas, so it's all good. Yes, one factory game, one Space Connect fan game. That is what I plan to be working on next year. At some point. I haven't figured out how I'm gonna do it yet, and I still need to brush up on my Godot knowledge. But I'm getting there. It's gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to it. So that'll be coming. Okay, I think I finally have all the stupid little skirt details down. Sans for some extra stuff like seams and stuff that's gonna come at the end. Does it look to be in perspective? Close enough. The only thing is probably this right here. I'm not quite sure where that's supposed to go. I think I actually need to make it wrap the other way. You know what? That'll probably actually help a lot. How's it look? Little straighter, maybe. I mean, it's gonna be a straight line eventually anyway, but... Okay, so something like that, maybe. Yeah, that seems good. Okay, and everything appears to be very centered. There's like swish and sway, and it's all very wonderful. Okay, I think that's probably correct. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna not look at it for 5 minutes, and I'm gonna go back to working on the sleeve. So, at the start of stream, I started with the sleeve and kind of wrangled it. And I think it still looks okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start smoothing it out now. So this is where I get rid of all the curves. No curves allowed. Here we go. Okay. So I have picked right here as my arbitrary starting point. And the goal is just to get all of this smooth now. So this is always the really time-consuming part. All of the smoothing. The drawing can be a little bit time-consuming if I have to pay attention to lots of stupid things, but the smoothing is always the real adventure. But I think I have everything looking pretty good here. So I think I'll just be able to go through it, no problem. And I think I can mostly trust what I drew. So, like, I'm not sure if this is entirely correct here. I might want something else going on there, but I'm gonna draw it as I have it for now and see what I think. But here, we're kind of just seeing the side of the sleeve. And so it's gonna be fairly thin there, and I'll add the lines going around it afterward. It's fine. I do line art last. It's the sanest way to do things. Okay. But yeah, now that I've looked away from things for a while, and that I still think it looks good, I think I can mostly trust what I drew, so I can zoom in to 200% and get things super duper smooth, and then everything will just look great, and I'll be happy. I may or may not fully smooth out every detail here. I'm mostly focused on the outside first. It's just these are pleats, and I do think that they become a bit nightmarish to wrangle if you don't handle the inside a little bit as well. So in this case, the outside just being the contour. Yeah, I mean, if you do anime stuff a lot, you'll see line art. I don't do line art. Not at all. But yes, you know, like most things, there's entire language to learn too. Just how it works. I think it's true of most things. Because people like to make up words to talk about stuff. And it's useful. And after a while, you'll just know what people mean when they say things. It's fine if you don't pick it up right away. Is that fine? Do I like how these are folding on each other? I think it's fine. I'll see if I want to have them connect a little bit differently, but I think this works. Just right there, and then this is where they overlap. Yes. Yes, I think that works. Okay, and the overlap is there, and I think that looks fine. Okay, cool. So this part is kind of interesting in that the edge is both inside and an outside part here. Inside in the sense that the contour of the sleeve on this layer continues down here, but on the outside in the sense that this is, you know, the top part of this particular shape. So I'll still treat it like it is part of the outside. I just feel like it. So I will smooth this out now. And I will smooth this part out later, actually. I just always like smoothing out the outside before worrying too much about anything on the inside. Just because then I can lock transparency on the layer and never have to worry about coloring outside the lines again, and it just makes life so much easier. It is a wonderful thing. But in this case, I gotta make sure that the pleats are all shaped right. And I won't be able to see it if I start only smoothing out the outer edges. Just won't work. Won't work at all. And because of how the hand is going up here, we're seeing like the very, very edge of the frills. It's pointing like right at us. So that's why we're really only seeing a tiny fraction. And they're all just flat edges, and we barely see any of the sides of them. Man, my nose is so stuffy. It's hard to talk. Or rather, I guess I shouldn't say it's hard to talk. I just think my voice sounds funny. And it bothers me a little bit. Just one of those things. Alright, but it's okay. I can draw with a stuffy nose. Even if I wasn't on stream, I'd probably still just be drawing with a stuffy nose, so... No, stuffy nose is gonna keep me from drawing the things I want to draw right now. Never. Okay. So, let's see. I think I want this plate to point downward a little bit more. Yeah, I'll go ahead and erase there. It's fine. I can fix it after. And then let this part kind of connect right there instead. It's all good. Okay. I guess I'll straighten up right there a little bit while I'm here. Why not? And I'll just draw this straight through all the way down to here, where it connects with the poofy part of her sleeve. Her sleeves are so poofy. There are so many little poofy spots on them. I personally find the sleeves to be way less nonsense than everything going around her stomach. I still don't know what to think about any of that. I just look at it, I'm just like, how the heck do we even put this dress on? I just always like thinking about things like that because I think it makes my designs better. Like, it's anime. You're allowed to be a little bit nonsense. You're allowed to be a lot nonsense, actually. But nonetheless, I do like thinking about how the designs actually get on and off the person and how every piece connects with every other piece and whatnot. I do think it makes things look better. So I think about it a lot. And it makes me happy. I like drawing clothes. It's fun. Okay. So I'm just gonna try to get this super duper straight here. And let's see. So, where do you overlap? I think it's like that. I'll worry about it later. I don't feel like worrying about it right now. Let's just go through and get these outer parts. And then I'll go do another pass at the inner parts. I'll still do them together somewhat. Just because I do think it's easier and I can kind of figure out where to draw certain things. There comes a time where, you know, maybe it'll be a little bit easier once I can see the whole thing. Hold on, my foot's falling asleep. Ah. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay. Looking at the time, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be quite able to finish this today. The dress was really hard. So, it took a little while to paint. I was hopeful that I might be able to, but I don't think it's happening. The last few things on here are just very challenging. Also, there's much conversation happening. So, okay, worth. I will take twice as many streams to work on one thing, if there's cool conversation happening. Okay. And I think it's worth it every single time. So definitely still some blobs through there. I'm just kind of defining this part. And then I'll go through and fix them up. I'm trying not to change things too much, but sometimes it just makes sense. When I get in there and really start drawing out the angles there. Because, you know, before I was using curves. So, you know, this was a curved line, and it made sense when it was a curved line. But no curves allowed in this picture. It must be dramatic, and the straight lines are just infinitely more dramatic. Infinitely more dramatic. So, I kind of got to take some liberties here and there. And it's all good. See, when I think of art styles, I just think of a series of choices, whether they're conscious or unconscious. The people that only have one style and can only draw on their style, their choices are probably very unconscious. But I like to think of them very consciously. And that's what allows me to draw in as many as I want, because I just change the choice, and that changes the style. That's ultimately all it is. So, here, the conscious choice I made, even if it doesn't always make sense with how I'd normally draw things or what things actually look like, is that the straight lines should be dominating. There should be only straight lines, save for, you know, maybe just a few places I thought they didn't make sense. Like the eyes. I don't think they'd look very good as hexagons or squares. I don't. So I didn't draw them that way. But that was a choice. Always be making choices in your art. Always be thinking. It's important. And it'll let you do so many more things. I think it's cool being able to take some of those subconscious stylistic choices and bring them to the forefront, really think about them and how you can change them and stretch them. Or do something different with them. And get something totally different. It's fantastic. Because then you can do whatever you want. Alright, I am almost all the way around. I think I'm a little bit more than halfway, and then this is always the hardest part for me, so I am hopeful that it'll get a little bit easier on the inside. Because then I can lock the layer and just get all the little things going on the inside there. Okay. So let's see here. Let's see here. What do I wish to do with you? I don't know. I think I could just leave it here for now, mostly. This part feels a little bit thin, so I'm going to go ahead and thicken it up a little. Try to get it the same as on the other side. But otherwise, you know what? I think it's looking all right, and I can just move on to the next one. And gradually, things are getting clean. Slowly but surely, I'm making my way around, and I don't mind that I just cut into that. I'll just draw it back out. It's easier to do it that way than to try to draw all the way up to the edge. That's a good way to drive myself crazy. Let's not. And I'll just fix any edges that I erase or draw over later. It'll be great. Okay. Okay, let's see. How many more do I have anyway? Oh yeah, just these two. Nice. Okay, getting there. Getting there. yeah, today I actually had like the first sweet thing that I've had in a really long time. My dad brought over donuts, mostly for my kids because, you know, I'm not really eating sweets right now for mostly health reasons. But I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm dying. I think it'll be fine. So I decided to have one. And I gotta say, after not having like any desserts or anything with high sugar content for a long time, it actually tastes pretty good. Way better than I remember donuts tasting. So you know what? I think this was an immensely positive change. I'm just gonna not have sweets very often still. But I might let myself do it occasionally, probably, you know, maybe a couple times a month. And they will taste so much better than they would have otherwise. And I'm actually pretty happy about that. Because I don't know, when they're just expected... When it's just expected to have them regularly, I really don't think they tasted as good. I don't know, just donut with, like, chocolate frosting on it. Just plain with chocolate frosting. Very tasty. Very, very tasty. And like I said, I haven't had anything super sweet for a long time, so... Far better than I think it would have been otherwise. But by denying myself the sweets, the few times I do get to have them, it's gonna be like, oh. it'll be so much better. I feel like a lot of about a lot of things. Like I cut a lot of junk food out of my life several years ago. So like I don't have chips anymore or anything with like a really high salt content. I think the saltiest thing I have is peanut butter. Maybe no, I don't think ranch has a lot of salt. But stuff like that. And, you know, food just tastes better in general now. And anytime I drink things like soda, I just feel like I'm chugging a bucket full of... The donut was pretty good, though. There you go. If you want your food to be awesome. If you want your food to be awesome, eat less tasty... Eat more things that are healthy for you. And less things that are just super high in the sugar content. It'll make everything taste better. And then those few times you get the sugary things, they'll taste even better. But I gotta say, that's quite a line. Okay, so how's this looking? Yeah, okay, so that's all looking pretty smooth. Very pointy, still has the very buzzsaw feel. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Alright. So let's see, from here, I'm gonna go lock the layer and start finding the folds of all the pleats. I'm gonna go hunting for them. And I will find them all and define them thoroughly. They can no longer hide in wishy-washy, I think this is kind of what's going on here type lines. They will show themselves, whether they like it or not. Thus declares me. Okay, so there's that. I kind of like this kind of shape. I think it looks pretty cool. Still nice and very straight. You know, continuing with the no curves allowed, only straight lines. Only straight lines. I will not allow for any curves to sneak their way in here. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the shadow on the arm here. Just do it like this. There we go. Nice and straight. And I think I'm gonna put a little bump. Yes, that is perfect. Still nice and straight. in ordinary circumstances, this would be a curved line, but, you know, I just said curved lines are forbidden. They are verboten. So I will be making everything very, very straight through all this. There we go. Let's get an angle change in there. Okay, there we go. Now I can lock the layer again. And never have to worry about coloring outside the lines. I will get the red parts in a little bit. They're not super relevant right now. I am strictly focused on these white parts for now. As always, one thing at a time. And I will get them looking just right in a little bit. My son has been super duper cute lately. He's been watching us play factory games. Oh, welcome back, Lemon. He's been watching us play factory games. So, he has a game on his tablet called Toka Blocks. And he found something in it that moves like a conveyor belt. So he's been trying to make conveyor belts. And then he found that if he makes large columns of water, that the characters that you can control in that game will ride up it like an elevator. So he calls it a water elevator. So he's like building his own little mini factories, and it is super cute. He is so stinking cute, man. I cannot deal with how cute he is sometimes. Oh yeah, he's having a great time. He's been building so many things. I'm so proud. Go make all the things, tiny human. The world needs more cool things. Everyone should go make stuff. Trust me, the stuff with heart is so much better than the high-budget slop we've been getting. That's why indie games are better. Unironically, I do think that is the case. Indie games have been better because it's made by people that actually want to be making games instead of money. Where I think a lot of the people that make some of these smaller games, the main reason to make the money is so that they can continue making games, as opposed to, you know, continuing to make the games so that they can make money. That's the difference. So if you have a game in your heart, go make it. Maybe I'll play it on stream. That'd be fun. That's why I say, the world needs more cool things. I think too many people have been convinced that you need a big studio to go make cool things, but you don't. You just need to tear your hair out until you get what you want. Okay, and let's see, how are these overlapping anyway? I think this is all fine. You go from the inside here. No, I don't think you do. I think you go out here. Nice. Go for it. I don't know anything about... I don't really know much about drawing tablets. I've had 2 my entire life. So... I think about the only thing I know is that if you're going for cheap, you don't need a screen tablet. None of the tablets I've ever used have had screens. I just get the kind that hook up to the computer, and then you use the computer monitor. And then you just have to spend a little while getting used to moving things around and looking somewhere else. I've actually tried using one with screens after getting used to this, and I hate it. Because now my hand gets in the way. Because I'm so used to just being able to see the entire screen. And when I use a tablet that has a screen, you draw it directly on the screen, and now my hand is in the way. But I can't see everything anymore. It's like... I'm gonna have to get used to that. Because I do have a laptop that has a built-in screen for that, and I'd like to use it more. For how you want to draw, I haven't... Do proportions even matter for that style? I guess a little bit. I guess in general, it's... All you really need is a cheat sheet for the basics. Like, you know, if you're drawing a face, the eyes are about halfway down that face most of the time. And then if you divide the rest of the face, you know, from the eyes to the chin into 3 parts, that's gonna be where the nose and the mouth goes. Roughly. And of course, you know, anime distorts that heavily. You can see on my model, for example, my eyes are not halfway down my face. They're a little bit higher up. My face is a little bit longer. But on here, the nose is really close to the mouth, and the chin is a little bit big, and that kind of thing. That's pretty common in anime, so you can fudge it a lot. But little cheat sheets like that are good. In general, I'd say that the thing is that how you make proportions depends on what you're trying to do. Like, if you want your character to be young, they might only be like 3 or 4 heads tall, but if you want them to be an adult, they're probably going to be closer to 7 or 8 heads tall, and that kind of thing. So I'll just do standard adult proportions for now. And that's going to be, so your first head is the head. And then the next head down will be like roughly the middle of the chest, kind of where the nipples are. Then the third head down is going to be where your belly button is. The next head down, roughly the crotch area. The next head down going to be about halfway through your thighs. The next head down going to be your knees. The next head down about halfway through your shins. And then the next head down is going to be the bottom of the feet. Somewhere around there or something. I might have missed one. But it's something like that. You can find little cheat sheets like that around the internet everywhere. Lots of people like to talk about it. Just because proportions are really easy to spot. So yeah, that's why I said I'm not really sure how much it would help you. Because of specifically what you're trying to draw. That's why I was trying to think of specifically what you're trying to draw, but it's like... Do proportions matter that much with what you're trying to draw? Like, you're not trying to draw something with very realistic proportions, so... I think you could just do what you want proportion-wise. Do what you think looks good. I think the bigger thing for you is going to be balance. Because... if you want it to be vaguely humanoid and not look weird, when you turn the head, you gotta make sure that the eyes look like they're the same size. And stuff like that. And, those aren't really proportion issues. Like, if your proportions aren't gonna be correct in the first place, then, you know, don't worry about it. Just draw. Just draw what works. And it's like, I say that with anime a lot, because, I mean, I can say that legs are about half your body, but then I drew Crony. Her legs are not half her body. They're way more than half her body, man. She has no torso whatsoever. She has a head, then she has her boobs, then she has her legs, and that's it. So... things that are far away from the viewer should appear small. Things that are close to the viewer should appear large. If you want things to come forward, make them bigger. I'd consider that perspective more than proportion, but you can use proportion to make perspective. And, what else would I say for that? I mean that's the big thing. You're probably gonna have to be more specific for what's actually causing your problem, because I mean proportion is pretty broad. Proportion is just the size of things in relation to other things. If something feels too big, then you know, change the size. And that's kind of what I did here. Like if you look at this hand, it's a lot smaller than this hand. If I were to go put this hand next to it, you can see it's a lot bigger. And that's because this hand is coming forward, whereas this hand is going backward. And that's how I changed it. And, you know, this eye is a little bit smaller than this eye because her head is tilted away. You can see even when I turn my own head away, the eyes get a little bit smaller and that kind of thing. So, I mean, I don't know, it kind of just depends on what you're trying to do and what the goal is. I would not recommend finding out. Yeah, you can Google it if you really want to know. But I can't say I've ever tried it. I'm alive after all. Okay, so that should be good. I actually think that the shadows on the hand here are fine, and I need no further things here. Yeah, I mean, it does that for most people. It's extremely caustic. I'd be more concerned if it didn't make you a little bit sick. That's why you're not supposed to smell it. It is your body saying, this is not good to eat. Do not eat. Please do not eat. It's good advice. You definitely do not want to eat bleach. Don't eat bleach. Don't do it. It will be, quite unfortunate if you did. I'm not sure where this is coming from, but I just want to emphasize, do not eat. I realize it's probably unnecessary, but still. Nah, I'll leave it like that. I think that's good. I'll see how I feel when I zoom out. Maybe I will put a shadow there. Maybe I won't. Who knows? That is a job for me of like 5 minutes from now. It's fine. Okay, let's get the those lines nice and straight now. I will still figure out if I want there to be shadows there a little bit later. I could probably trust what I drew there, but I don't know. If I do put them in, I want to do it while I'm zoomed out, not while I'm zoomed in. I want to focus on getting these lines perfectly straight here. Nothing wishy-washy, just straight edges. Completely and perfectly straight. Or at least as straight as my hand could manage. Okay, let's see here. So this one's at a little bit of an awkward angle, I remember. The angles around here do start getting a little awkward, but that's fine. Because I've been kind of just faking the frills here, just kind of getting a close approximation. I think that looks fine. Someday, I would like to be able to draw these things without kind of faking it, though. I do feel like that my art development has reached the point where, you know, maybe I should try to fake things just a little bit less. And actually understand. I think that's what I gotta do in order to really bring drawing skills to the next level. And this one, I'm gonna zoom out to get the angle here, because it is a really awkward angle. It needs to go, like, down like this. There we go. I want to make sure that it is pointing toward where the sleeves are coming out at her elbow. Okay. Yeah, that should be pretty good. And now I can zoom in and just finish straightening out that line, and all will be well. All will be well. God, and then I gotta go render that skirt. That skirt is a nightmare. Malice's design, it's beautiful, but it's nonsense. It took me a long time to kind of figure out what the heck was going on there. Then I gotta make it all smooth, and I am a little bit terrified. The sleeves, I felt, were at least easy to understand. But that skirt, man. Everything about that dress is just... What am I even looking at here? Okay, I do think I figured it out, but I had a time. So I'm hopeful that when I go back to render it, all the work that I did to really figure it out will make it easy, and I will just be able to go through, make it work, and not have to pull a bunch of shenanigans, but I'm not confident in that. That's why I'm terrified. It's okay. It's okay to be terrified. Okay. I don't know why Krita's randomly getting blurry in some places, but I know it's just a visual thing. It's not a corruption in the actual picture. It'll be fine. A lot of the time I just kind of hide the layer and bring it back in order to fix it if it's bothering me, but it's not really bothering me that much right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. I do kind of hate when it happens, though. Okay. So I just gotta get this line nice and straight. Alright, and then this one is another one that was kind of at an awkward angle. So I'm gonna start smoothing things, but then I'm gonna go out and try to make sure that I have it all trimmed correctly. So I'll do this one as well. This one, you know, again, it's at a little bit of an awkward angle because it needs to go, like, behind itself. I don't even know how that makes sense, but let's pretend like it does. And I'll just draw it like this. And then I'll put in the shadows that kind of let me cheese things and not worry about it quite as much. Okay. So like I said, we're gonna pretend that this sleeve makes sense. It's okay. I'm good at pretending. Play pretend all the time. I want to fill in that little corner there. Kind of go in a little bit more this way, I think, and then kind of circle around the base here because it's all kind of being pulled in down into this part of the sleeve, around this part, so I think that's actually all okay. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. And you know what? While I'm out here, actually, I'm gonna see if I want any more shadows around the fingers. I don't actually think I do. That one actually looks pretty good, actually. Okay, I do this one. But not any of these, I think. What about you? What about you? Do I like you? Yeah, I kind of do, actually. Okay, so I keep it like that. Okay, now I know I can fully trust everything that I did, so I'm gonna straighten out all these lines, and then it'll be time for the bottom part of the sleeve. I am not super terrified of that, actually. I think it'll be okay. Her sleeves, while they look very complicated, are basically 90% frill, so it's not that bad. And it means that I basically don't have to worry about the shape of her arms at all, and you know, that's always a plus for me, because arms are my art nemesis. They are the things that I find the hardest to draw. Why? I mean, I totally believe that, but like, why? You knew it was gonna be in there. It said it in the description, presumably. Why watch stuff that's just gonna make you mad? Go watch cool things instead. Don't waste your time. Alrighty, let's just finish smoothing out this part. You are not straight enough, so I'm gonna really straighten this part out. We're gonna make this just very edge. All edge. All edge, no curves. Okay. Yeah, I think that all looks pretty good. I guess I'll go ahead and finish off the arm while I'm here. It's easy to do. I just got a couple of holes I gotta fill in there. Oh, we're not a hole. What are you then? What are you? I do not know. I should be safe to hide all my layers as long as I stay super duper zoomed in. Huh. You are not anything. Are you part of the hand? No. Do I have a transparency mask issue? Oh, I do. Okay. No problem. I was confused for a moment there, but, you know, all is well. I'm gonna put it in a little shadow on the hand here. Okay, and there we go. I think that's all pretty good there. I'm just going to take a quick look at it. But yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So let's go in and do the rest of the sleeve here. Let's go in and do the rest of the sleeve here. Let's see. Let's see what I got. Okay, and how do I want to handle the shadows here? You know, that's actually a good question. You know what? I think the answer is I don't. Everything is shadow. I think that will actually propel the hand a little further forward and make it more clear that her forearm is coming forward, if all of it is just a pure shadow. And it'll also make it a lot easier to draw, so, you know, that's always a plus. I'll go ahead and straighten it out still, and then I'll go take a look and make sure that this is the direction I want to take this. And that I like it. Now, as always, I do consider the most important thing to be that I like the pictures that I draw. It's just a shame to make stuff I don't like. Okay. So let's go take a look. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good decision. I am pleased. Oh yeah, I guess I should also finish straightening out the detail I was putting here, huh? You know, that might be a good idea. Just so I don't have these random curves. No curves. No curves allowed. Okay. Oh yeah, and actually, before I move on, I gotta get the lines on the outside here. I should go do that now. So there's gonna be some little lines around the outside. I don't want them to be very thick. I just have the layer locked. I'm just gonna go over it real quick. Knowing me, it's not actually gonna be real quick, but I'll do my best. I'll do my best. I guess I'm going counterclockwise this time. You know what? Sounds good to me. I've been going clockwise for most of this, so let's do something different for fun. My hand just decided it, so you know what? I'll listen to it. Hand has good ideas sometimes. And I don't think it particularly matters which way I go here. But I do gotta get my black line going all the way around in order to match things stylistically. Because that's what I'm doing everywhere else. And I don't want things to not match. That tends to make things look a little bit funny. Okay. Okay. So it'll probably take me a second to get around here, but as always, I will do my best. And you know what? I'm kind of glad that I know what thickness to go for, because this is about what I did with the other sleeve. And I think the other sleeve looks really good, so I think this should be fine like this. And I just see a spot where my line was. Sometimes little things get stuck in the corner like that, and you know it's all good. But I don't want to skimp out on the tiny detail here, so gotta get it. It will change the way it looks once I zoom out, so I think it's important. Everything is important. See, I remembered back when I was first thinking about streaming, it's like, yeah, we can just do a chill art stream. It'll be great. And then I can, you know, just gotta stream what I'm working on, and it'll be fun. And then I realized, you know what? I am not a chill person at all. No. I am a sweaty artist. Congrats. Okay. You know, at some point I wouldn't mind trying to do a few speed paints or things that I can finish in one session. But, you know, first I feel like I might loosen up a bit off stream and kind of figure out what I can do to make me like things when I draw them fast. Perfectionism is one hell of a drug, I tell you. Makes me just want to keep going on things until I'm just like, ah, yes, that is exactly what I want. But I'll probably do that as an actual, like, art challenge at some point. Just, you know, not yet. Give me time. No, don't drink the bleach. We've been over this. Definitely don't drink the bleach. Watching it's okay, though. If you want. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. I hope you don't kill yourself. It'd be sad. Have a nice day. Okay. So, I'm what, like halfway there? Yeah, seems like it. Like I said, the perfectionism, it's one hell of a drug. I can't give it up yet. It's true, man. It would be sad. I don't. I hope no one kills themselves. Please don't. It'd be sad. Okay, let's see here. You know, my ability to draw straight lines is going up, but it still takes me a second to get them all the same width. But I'm getting there. I actually have noticed a considerable increase in my ability to do this since I started doing stained glass style a lot. Because that involves a lot of lines. A year ago, I definitely couldn't do this half as well as I'm currently doing now, and I still think I have a ways to go, but it's nice being able to really feel the progress. Unfortunately, now things are getting to really awkward angles, and that's making it even harder. I kind of having to put my hand in weird places. I could rotate the canvas, but I don't want to. I don't want to. It makes the time lapse worse. Okay. And admittedly, all my zooming in and out does too, but I kind of have to do that. I keep it to a minimum when I can, but it has to be done sometimes. There's just no getting around it. You are not very straight, are you? I should probably fix you. Okay, let's do that. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. And just add another little angle shift in there, make it a little bit straighter. I'll just try to keep everything of perfectly straight lines when I can. Okay. Okay. Oh, good. Now we're getting out of awkward angle territory. Oh, I'm so glad. My arm was getting tired. It was getting a little bit tired there. But now I just got one that's like almost completely vertical, and that just makes everything so much easier. This one's a little awkward, though. So I guess I'm not completely out of the woods. It's funny, I keep asking myself, okay, what's really slowing me down when I draw, as though it's a mystery. But you know what, it's okay. I think it's good to be aware of these things. I just want to be able to draw faster. I gotta find particular styles that I am happy with without having to do just eons worth of smoothing on. I think that's a lot of what it comes down to. Oh cool, and I get to skip this entire area. Nice. It's already black around the edge there. So you know that's gonna be a thing that I really work on in the coming year. I still got a couple of things I want to draw for Christmas, but one of them will probably bleed into the new year, but that's fine. But then I've got many a thing I want to do. It's gonna be great. Next year's gonna be really interesting. I do think it'll probably be the most interesting year for me since my child was born. My first one. Because, you know, suddenly having a baby changes everything. And now my two babies are big enough that I can kind of start doing some other things again. Kinda. They're still pretty needy. But not as much as an infant. So that's where I get to figure out, you know, what do I actually want to be doing with my time again? I get to indulge myself. Do some of the things that I want to do again, and it's not just all baby all the time. So I get to figure out what I want to do, so I'm going to be trying all the things. And I think it's going to be pretty fun. Hard, but fun. You are not very straight at all. Let's fix that. There we go. That's a little better. Oh yeah, much sharper. Could cut myself on that point. It's fantastic. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. And yeah, so you can see, I think it's a little better. So now I can get to go back and smoothing out the rest of the sleeve here. So here I'm not drawing frills, so I am going to focus strictly on the outside. I say as I start getting into the outside of the frill, but no, I'm actually getting into the poof here and making sure that this frill is sitting tightly against her arm before I went down to do that. Okay, so there we go, nice and straight. And there we go, nice and pointy. That corner, very pointy. I approve. Exactly what I want for this drawing. No, I don't like it being quite like that, so let's try that again. As always, you know, I don't mind bleeding back in there. I'll just redraw this part here. It's easier than trying to finagle the edge there, so this works for me. There we go. Now I just gotta make this part of the poof pointy. So, you know, like I said, I want those edges to be sharp enough that I can cut myself on them. That is what I'm going for this picture. Sharp edges everywhere. It is not safe for small children. This picture is not child-proofed at all. Alrighty. So now I can actually kind of start getting into the edge of the frills here. You know what? I want to make it clear that it is turning there, so time to straighten out that edge. And I will do the same throughout all of this. Edges. Straighten. Gotta straighten each and every one of them. Okay, how do I handle this? Oh yeah, that's nice and pointy. I think I like it like this here, but I think I want these ones to actually have like a little square top instead of just being pure points. I think it'll make it look frillier. So I'm gonna go put little hats on those points. We're gonna smooth that out just a little. This one's in shadow, so it's fine. Actually, this one probably will be too, so that was probably a waste. But you know what? It's fine. Okay. So I'm gonna let that rub right up against the arm there. And it's just gonna be a little thing to make it clear that the poof is going all the way around in all this darkness. And all this shadow. There we go. I think that's good. Okay, and I don't know, do I want to put little hats on those guys? You know what, I'm gonna try it. How do you look with a little hat? You know what, that is considerably more frilly. Let's give them little hats. Let's give them little hats. Okay. Yes, I do personally enjoy the little hat. I think they are good. I'm gonna put little frill shapes in now. And everything should start looking pretty frilly. I'm not sure why I'm doing this part before this part, but you know, I am. So here we are. It's all good. I'm pretty sure I can do this in any order and it'll be fine. As long as I hit every piece. But that's really no trouble at all. I'll just have to take extra care to make sure I don't leave anyone out. Okay, frill shape. I just want to straighten up over there, maybe give it a little shape like this actually. Yeah, that's pretty good. And it's kind of following some of the edges, so I think that is fantastic. And now, I just get the part that kind of sticks into the princess poof at the bottom there. Okay. Straighten things out here. Get it to be nice and frilly. All those important frilly shapes. Just, you know, squared instead of rounded. Alright, so I just gotta fill in all this now. And I think I'm gonna save the line around the edge for after I do the red part. Oh, I don't have the layer locked. I should fix that. There we go. Oh, didn't lock. There you go. No, I do not wish to color outside the lines. I do not need to. I want to stay here forever. And just perfect my lovely little shapes. Okay. So let's see, is there anything else I need to be doing here? No, I think I can just move into the red parts, which are fortunately already quite straight. So that's convenient for me, just because of how I drew it. Okay, I have to unlock the layer though, that's fine. And like I said, I'll get the lines on all this right after I kind of finish what I'm doing here. I do not think that this corner is sharp enough. It looked way too safe for my taste. Okay. Now then. These frills were already pretty dang straight just on her outfit design, so I should have a pretty easy time with them. And I will even let another little one kind of exist out here. Kinda going outside there. There we go. That will make it look a little bit more three-dimensional, like it is wrapping around her arm, so I consider pretty important. Actually, I should probably just erase here. I don't think it matters that much, but you know, just in case I want to do something here with some of the other stuff going on, I'll go ahead and straighten that out, and I will use the eraser instead of coloring in black. Okay. And I'm not quite sure how I'm going to handle this. I'm going to try painting everything in black first. And if I feel like I need a little bit more of the color showing here, which right now I kind of think I do, I'll go ahead and add it back in. Yeah, I kind of think I do, actually. So how I'm going to do this, I think I'm just going to grab red and just paint a little bit around the edges of them. This does mean I will have to make certain parts here a little bit sharper. That's fine, I can do that. It is certainly within my abilities. So I'll just go through wrap around, and keep going. And I do think it looks a little bit better with just some of these red parts along the edge here. So I'll go ahead and leave it like that. Or no, I won't. Or there's what is going on right there? That does not look good at all. I will leave it there after I smooth out this little part right here, this tiny little corner that no one will ever see. But it will bother me if it is not correct. So I must do it. Okay. And then I want to make this corner a little bit sharper. There we go. And now I'm going to lock the layer again, and it is time to put the black lines around everything. You know, as I do. Okay. Just so this way, everything will continue to match stylistically. And the reason I'm doing it now instead of after I finish with the princess poof is because the princess poof already has its lines. They're really thick. So I can get them here. I'm actually going to make this one a little bit thicker because I want to make it look like it is kind of receding into the background. And that's what a thick line will do here. I'd actually like to do the same here, but I want to keep a white part showing to make it clear that everything is kind of wrapping around. So it is necessary to keep that line thin just because the white part itself is so thin. Okay, so now I just have this part, and I guess this will be the last thing that I do today. I'll smooth out here, finish off the sleeve. I'll finish off the arm too, so I guess the shadow on the arm will actually be the last thing I do today. But gotta finish up for today here. And then, you know, as always, I'll post a new schedule tonight. It's probably gonna look about the same as the one I posted last week, but that's just kind of how I roll. I am nothing if not consistent. That's okay. I really like what I do. I like coming on and just drawing a thing. Feels fantastic every time. Every single time. I love drawing. It is such a good time. And just coming on and drawing a thing makes me happy. I think that's why I was able to stick with it for so long, because I didn't even get my first viewer until I'd been streaming for about a year. Kind of funny to think about now. I can actually expect people to show up and chat every day. It's wild. That wasn't the case, you know, a year ago. You're generally expected to come here and be largely on my own, but it's not true anymore, so, you know, when I say thank you all for coming, I really mean it. I'm always really excited that some people actually decided to come and watch me draw things. Because I like drawing things. It's great. More people should come and draw things. It does. It really does. Alright, so let's get this all poofy and everything. The lines here are kind of thick because they're kind of frills in their own right. They're just very, very tight. Very, very tight frills. They really go in there. Okay. Okay. Let's see, I just gotta straighten things out here. And then I think all will be well. Right now, certain parts are just a little bit more crooked than I want them to be. And here I have a plane or an angle change I don't want. So gotta work that out. And from here, almost through, just a few more little pleats. Just a few more. And then the sleeve will be complete, and my nemesis, the arms, will be defeated. And I always like that point. Although in this case, you know, the arms weren't that bad here, since they were all just basically floofy sleeve. But the skirt is probably a little bit worse for this one. That skirt is something else, man. I'm still not sure what I'm looking at. I'm really not. I think I was able to draw it properly. I just have to kind of smooth it all out, but man, I'm still not quite sure what I'm looking at. Nice, congrats. It's gotta feel good. I was the same way, except I generally only have about 4 people. But you know what? That's okay. 4 people is more than I was ever expecting. I'm pretty happy with it. But when I started, I was pretty sure I'd be streaming to 0 viewers for as long as I did it. But then stuff happened, and now people are coming, and life is good. Okay, so there we go. I think that's all straightened out now. It looks very edgy, which is appropriate. I like it a lot. And yeah, I think those frills are all looking good. I think it is very true to her design. The frill might be a bit long, but no, it's correct. And then this part would be red if I were to actually draw it, but because of where it is, I'm just gonna leave it black. I'm okay with this part being super thick. There's like a frill through there. Actually, you know what? I think I might... Ah, I see. Yeah, I put about as much time as I can. I could probably do a little bit more off-stream things. I do plan on doing a bunch of speed paints in the coming year to upload as shorts and whatnot. It probably won't be as hardcore as Inktober. Like, I'm not going to insist that I finish a new drawing every day, at least not at first. That'll probably be the goal for someday, but... I don't think my heart can take it right now, so... I'm go ahead and just do what I can. Yeah, that definitely looks better as a white frill. Okay. Okay, let's go get the shadow on the arm. Well, yeah, that's my first plan, and then, you know, I'll figure it out from there. Oh yeah, that's right. You're on a separate layer here. It's like I'd like to do more things, but I don't know, for the kind of gaming commentary that I like, I think it's hard to do live. Because I can't really write a proper analysis on a game when I don't know how it's all gonna end. And all of that. And it's easier to do when you actually know everything about the game, and I, do mostly blind playthroughs. I guess, I mean, I know I don't have to. I could totally do games that I am very familiar with. But... and maybe I will at some point. But it's hard to do proper game design analysis live. I'd probably have to do edited videos for that, and it's hard to find time for that. Well, that's maybe the wrong way to say it. I guess there's enough other off-stream things that I'm interested in doing that I just haven't been able to find time to properly write out a proper analysis. And frankly, I'm not even sure how many people are interested in a proper analysis. Sometimes I get the feeling that people just want the people that do game analysis to praise the games that they like and hate on the games that they don't like, so... I'm never quite sure how I want to go about it, and there's shenanigans, and when it comes down to it, I think I'd rather draw things, so that's probably what I will do, rather than do opinion pieces on games. Even though I totally could. But that was kind of where I've been at. I've thought about it, though. But we'll see if I change my mind. There we go. That is a finished sleeve, and I am very much over time here, so I'd better stop here. I'll go turn on my other layers there. And next time, skirt, ribbon, hair, and then any other corrections I want to make, but I don't think I have a lot. Like, I don't think I did any corrections on the sleeve here. But yeah, getting there. The skirt is a thing, but I hope I don't spend the entire time on it there, so the fact that the skirt is the only hard part left at this point. But oh boy, is that a doozy. Oof. But I think I worked out the perspective on it today, so hopefully I can just render it out, everything will be perfect, and it'll all go smoothly, and I can finish it on Wednesday. Yes. I guess I should make sure to have a thumbnail ready for next week, just in case. I've tried to do more thumbnails because YouTube says it's important. No, it's not true. It's not YouTube that says it's important. I want to get people to click on the stuff I make. I want people to see me. I want people to see my art. I think it'll be fun. But that's a problem for me, not for any of you. Don't worry about it. But I think I will stop here for today. And I think things are looking pretty good. I'm really excited to post this one on the internet. It'll be great. But yeah, I will stop here for today. So thank you all for coming. And I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all tomorrow. Yes, for anyone new here, I do stream every single day. So if you like what I do, come by tomorrow. I'll still be here at this time. I hope to see you then.